Hello, super scholars. For this lesson, you will need the following items: a pen or pencil and paper to keep adding to your notes for the unit. You need access to our Google Classroom, specifically the following items: Romeo and Juliet prologue analysis, free will versus fate examples from the tragedy of Romeo and Juliet, and the argument outline, fate versus free will. These are also embedded in today's slideshow, but please make sure you have proper access to our Google Classroom. All right, moving forward. Lesson 3 brings the ideas we found in the plot of Romeo and Juliet into an argument of fate or free will. We're really getting into that essential question of the unit. And so let's move on with a little do now. Our quick write continues our thoughts on that essential question, but today we're going to consider it in a little different manner. What I want you to do is read this prompt and then take a look at these images I have on the slide and then write at least 4 sentences in response. Our prompt is, what does it mean to have a destiny? Because if we want to consider, does destiny have a power, we have to really understand, what does that mean to even have a destiny? So pause the video and take time to do your quick write. When you press play, I'll meet you at the next slide. All right. Fate or free will? Destiny or choices? This is the essential question for our unit, and today we're looking at examples in Romeo and Juliet, both in the story, what happens in the plot, and then how Shakespeare used language to talk about fate and free will, so that we can get examples from Romeo and Juliet that we can use in our debate over destiny and choice as we move forward in the unit. After completing the do now, we're going to take a look at the Romeo and Juliet prologue and analyze how the words really tell us both a summary of the story and give us some insight into fate or free will. We're also then going to move to a video that shows some examples of fate in Romeo and Juliet as Shakespeare's words revealed it. Another video is going to have fate or choice, actually giving us an example of the kind of debate that we want to entertain throughout this lesson. We're going to decode Shakespeare's language for more evidence of fate or free will before completing a fate or free will argument outline. And that will conclude the lesson. We'll have an exit slip and a weekly reflection. The weekly reflection is something I haven't talked about yet, but we'll do it at the end of every week where we just reflect on our own learning, okay? But we'll get to that at the end of the lesson. This is our agenda for the day, so let's take a look at our objective. You will be able to compose an argument by completing the fate versus free will persuasive argument outline. Now, this outline is going to ask that you use at least one example from Romeo and Juliet and one example from your real life to start making an argument over fate or free will being the most powerful presence in your life. Okay? That's what we're going to do today.